I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We are off and running. Here we go. So, once again, the time limit for this one is 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Oh, boy.
And I'll admit, it took me 40.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's a spike trap here, and that's very interesting. How you need to clear it, and the way to do it, obviously, you gotta get the crate or the barrel onto the middle one to advance, possibly. My initial impression.
Yeah, that's an interesting impression for sure. Yeah, you'll sort of see basing is already cracking open all these walls and seeing what's behind them.
Yeah.
So in the bottom right, you'll see there's a whole bunch of monkeys. In the bottom left, there's an armadillo. Top left, there's a clone. Top right, there's a bunch of skeletons. Now you're seeing that there is a map on this floor, and the map is in the top right. And remember, the name of the level is Read the Map.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
I just remembered that we should have Alexis in here, so I'm pulling him in. Alexis.
Oh yeah, we should.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Doing good.
Good, yeah. So now we're seeing people trying your level out.
Yeah.
So what's the impression? What was the inspiration behind this particular dungeon?
So I wanted to make a dungeon to force people to lure enemies, and the way I figured is I don't know, should I spoil?
Yeah, I mean, don't spoil everything, but yeah, this is a level about luring enemies, and as people can see, you start with an obsidian shovel, and there seems to be an area you have to dig out. So it's a matter of using those enemies to sort of build up your multiplier to dig through the walls there.
And since you're digging firewalls, it drops fire, so each time you dig, you lose your multiplier.
That's right, yeah, which is a pretty great design, I think. Now, it looks like Basing's trying to use the armadillo to break the walls, which is a pretty smart idea, but because it's such tight corridors, you cannot do that.
Yeah, actually, in the first version I did, you actually could use that, and I figured I need to remove this unintended solution, so you can't anymore.
That's fair. Yeah. Now, I will say that this level has... I think it's more puzzly than any of the other levels. There's definitely like some serious puzzle action, like a lot of figuring. Now you're noticing Basing's actually using some interesting clone techniques. He's using skipped beats to move the clone around. That's interesting. Yeah. I never did that. I'll admit that, which kind of tells you whether it's necessary or not, but yeah.
Yeah, at first it was, and I figured not everyone knows this trick, so you can use clone strap to move the clone around.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, this is definitely a very cool level. I was super impressed by it, and I'm excited to see as they work through it here how they figure out these puzzles. By the way, we got a lol, this is awesome from John. So that's a big praise coming from John about this in the chat. So,
what's very interesting about this is that when you run out of enemies, you're left with pretty much just the monkeys. And now you have to figure out how to get the monkeys out without them dying to your spike traps.
Yeah.
And then because you need that multiplier.
So the biggest fear I have with the way that some of these racers are doing this is you can kind of get stuck in a rut, right? Like you get sort of, this is my mental set, this is how I'm gonna do this, and it can waste a lot of time. So I don't know really what the best strategy would be. You can see actually that Angelica has managed to dig out almost all. There's one more thing there, but Angelica does not have 5 enemies. But I would like to point out to chat that you can now read the map. So check out the map on Angelica's side, and that should be a pretty decent clue.
The name of the level is reason. You need to read the map when you get to.
That's right. Do you get it, Squagga?
Is that the text above it, or?
Yeah, that is part of the map. Do you see what it says?
Oh yeah, ahoy.
So what do you think? Is it clear what you need to do?
I think so. I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, I'm gonna act oblivious for a second. My first, impression is is something involving the leprechaun. because I'm trying to figure that. I don't want to try to speculate.
You can
on
see
this
Angelica probably has a notepad, just being like, "What do I do? How do I do this?" Now, I do want to point out that I spoke with Alexis after I finished it and said the way that I did it, and the way I did it is not the intended route. So there is at least 2 ways to finish this level.
Interesting.
Yes. And the way I did
Very
it,
interesting.
I am so surprised was not the intended route based on the things I did. And I will certainly show, unless someone does it, I will show it in the after cast where I'm going to go through all the levels to a certain degree.
That's really cool. Oh, it looks like Ryan has to get going. Thank you, Ryan, for watching, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. And Ryan, you should come back and at least check out these levels. By the way, that's a great opportunity for me to explain that we are going to release all of these levels as a level pack. It'll be in a zip. So you'll be able to download all the levels and try them out for yourself. There's 7 levels total. So yeah, you can go and give them a shot and see
Very
what it's
cool.
like, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks again, Ryan. Thanks for the host as well. Appreciate it.
It seems like Eken is starting to make a pile of gold.
Kane
So
is
I
making a
think-
pile.
Yep. That's what I'm
Doing that.
thinking.
Interesting. And that pile, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is close-ish to the intended route.
Yes, it is. But you won't.
Okay.
You won't make it.
Now
with
the
wins
hard
now.
Now the hard part is luring that armadillo. Looks
Yeah,
like you
there's a lot
can't-
of
okay.
wrangling. A lot of wrangling in this.
Now, how do you get those monkeys out?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure he quite got the right amount. Yeah, because there's monkeys stuck behind a spike trap.
Exactly. You need them, and how you get them through the spike trap without? Because you gotta get them to the pile.
That's right. Well,
And
Ekane throwing an OMG in the chat. Ekane feeling a little...
oh man, poor Kane. Let's see who's in this chat. Yep. This is really interesting. This is a very good. I'm racking my brain hard on this right now.
Yeah. This is
why
probably the most cognitively demanding of all the levels.
And I thought about participating in this, but my first thought is I sometimes I can be so dense, on these puzzle levels,
Quick.
and I just be sitting there going, I guess I go here. I've been in games where I was stuck for 2 hours where the exit was right there, and my first thought is, oh, okay, that's very smart. So yeah, it's I'm glad to be watching because I'm watching this now, and I can see how it's sort of tying together, but my first thought is I have no idea really what's going on.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Well, I will point
know
out
you have
that the leprechaun thing took me about 20 minutes to figure out. And then it took me about 20 minutes to actually do the puzzle. And that's where the 40 minutes comes from.
Oh, boy. Oh, there's a puzzle. Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, like, you have to figure out... This is a puzzle. Like, you have to figure out how to...
I guess there's a final part, so, like another 10 minutes on top of that.
Well, no, it's...
So...
Well, anyway, I'm not going to spoil everything.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So basing, killing enough 5 enemies going up to the 5 before...
Oh!
This is interesting.
That's pretty, why didn't I think of that before? Use the barrel, knock the dirt out, and then you knock out and then now you have the monkeys. But now how do you get the monkeys?
Now you'll also notice that if you have to dig buffer, there is limited wall space to actually dig buffer without losing your multiplier. And your multiplier is the key to this entire thing. So we're seeing some dagger throw strats from basing, which is a good way to kill something if there's a space between you. And you want to keep your multiplier up.
I think I have the first step.
All right, walk us through it, Squagga.
Okay, the dumb. Tell me if I'm wrong and dumb. So the armadillo is horizontal to the monkey. So you have the armadillo go into. You dig out. You dig out the place of the armadillo first, and you have the armadillo charge at the dirt wall and dig it out, or at least you have to dig out the dirt wall. You have to make the armadillo go in front of the monkeys and block them. Get the barrel to roll over the spike trap and knock the spike trap out, and then that gives you a chance, I think, to get to the monkeys on top of that pile of gold.
So we
you
are
can knock them
seeing
out.
people
Think.
So yeah, we are seeing people. This is sort of one of the trickiest parts, I think, is how to release the monkeys. And if you use the crate, then you're gonna have monkeys in your face, if you know what I mean. And maybe you don't want to kill the monkeys right away.
Yeah. Oh, basing has a better idea.
Or you
Use
can
throw straps.
use the barrel, but then what you're doing is you're leaving gold from the barrel there. And then
And that's already a lot of
can you
gold.
kill the monkeys on that gold to use it to make the pile? So that's
like
definitely a tricky part of the puzzle.
And my next idea would be now involving. So, okay, it looks like Angelica was doing something similar to what I was mentioning. Use the armadillo. Oh no, it looks that's the whole gold thing. Use the armadillo, knock out the thing for the monkeys, but or at least the block for the monkeys, so they don't aggro on you. So my next thought would be involving throw strats, because that's the one thing you can do on Bard without burning a beat in order to kind of, you get a monkey having a tile away from you, and now you can, prep your throw to burn a beat, make the monkey go next to you, and then throw it.
Yeah.
But now the question is, what can you do from there? Like, you have to make sure not to throw your dagger into a spot you can't access.
That's right. And there's spike traps at the end of both the skeleton and the monkey hallways.
Yes, that's true.
So one thing that you kind of got to do, once you throw the circlet on, which I'm glad that you included that, Alexis. Once you throw the circlet on, you start to be able to sort of count the number of enemies. And you're like, okay, so here's what I have to work with. And I think that's very important, because the enemies are your currency to be able to, boost up the power of your shovel. So we've got basing almost at the map. I don't think basing's actually hit the map yet.
I don't think so either. So, okay.
But
how
I
many
think he's
monkeys-
about to, as he does run up there, and he's now going to dig that through. So he will see the map. There it is. He's reading it, getting the. It's so good. It's so good. I
okay.
don't know if everybody's seen the map. I know that Angelica has, and I know that Basing has. I'm not sure about John and Akeem.
Yeah, John and I can see it too.
They have seen it?
Yeah, I think they all have.
Okay,
yes.
so everybody has the hint. And I feel like it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so I
If
think
it
that's
just
pretty,
said ahoy, maybe you'd just be like, oh, it's just Alexis saying hi. But with the with the 4-leaf clover there, I think it's pretty obvious. All right, so now we've got a cane does 1 damage, or kills 1 guy, and then he goes up and digs out the 2. Then he killed another guy and dug out the 1 more, and then of course you take damage from the hot coals. Now he's going for the 5 skeletons, which is going to give him enough of a charge
to dig out the 3.
to dig out the 3, but he is going to take damage here. And I think at this point he's starting to realize, do I use my coin multiplier to increase the pile, or do, by killing an enemy? But if I kill an enemy, am I not going to be able to charge it up, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what he's doing now is he's trying to get that clone onto that gold pile.
Yeah, without hitting the spike trap. That's very tricky, because you have the bounce traps on the bottom, so you can direct.
Ooh, and he just hit the wall, which made him lose his multiplier.
Yeah, let's rip that.
So you're noticing now we're getting a lot of racers, and this is what I like about this level, is that it starts out and you're like, okay, I just got to do this thing, and then you're like, whoa, hold on, all the stuff that I thought I needed to do, now I'm realizing requires all this extra thought on how I'm going to place enemies, where I'm going to put them to get the gold pile built up, how I'm going to use them to spend these enemies to get my coin multiplier up. And it becomes very interesting at that point.
Now the next question I have is, what exactly is the use for the leprechaun at this point? Once you
That's
get
a great
it,
that's a
because-
great point. Well, why don't you take a look at basings? Do you see what's going on basings? So if you look at it, there is a piece of wall, and it's a level 3 wall.
And
That's all that's there. So
So
if
my
you
guess,
count the number of enemies, how many times can you get your? Because it takes what, 5 kills?
Yeah.
It takes 5 kills to get up to level 3.
I was about to mention. I think the thing is that the leprechaun is kill 5 for the again. So it'll give you your 5th kill to get to a 3 multiplier.
Interesting. Now Angelica is basing sort of has the extra skill of being able to use the denied beats to move the clone into place. You're seeing that Angelica's actually struggling to get the clone in the right spot.
Yeah.
Because
So
what do you
basically,
do? This is actually extremely tricky. The clone is really causing problems here for Angelica.
Yeah, this is really tricky. I think yeah. So Base is now trying to figure out how to get through that level 3 wall, because now he has the skeletons, and he has the armadillo and the monkeys. And then the next question is, what order does he have to kill things in order to get? They kind of still get. I say, okay, now he has the monkeys. So he still has to be able to trigger the leprechaun, and that's gonna be tricky because.
Don't forget that enemies have different values of gold, and so you want to kill the higher value enemies when you have multiplier. That was sort of the last thing I figured out.
I believe in this case the monkeys are higher than the skeletons. Is that correct? I don't remember.
I believe that's
the skeletons.
True.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they are. And
this is actually precisely the level I was talking about, where it's important to know sort of some of the finer details of the game. It does help.
Yeah. If you're, I do have a feeling, since I'm not a very strong score runner, I feel as if score running would be the kind of a big thing. And it looks like actually a lot of them are pausing now.
I think it's because people are typing in the thing some anger towards Alexis.
Oh, Alexis. I'm just saying, Alexis, sleep with one eye open tonight.
Yeah, he's getting the salt bath right now.
Oh, man. But yeah, that's very interesting. It's racking my brain. Yeah, I feel as if this is something. I'm trying to think. It's a particular order. Eli, you mentioned there are 2 different ways to do this.
At least.
And it involves because you have there's the so you have 1 clone, 1 armadillo.
He tried to throw it because he needed to blow a beat there. With the armadillo, it's actually not that hard to get them on the appropriate beat because they sort of pause, so you can sort of trigger them wherever you want. But I think he was just trying to be crafty with his throws. Sometimes it's pretty easy to overthink things, but I will admit this level requires some serious thought. It's tricky.
And so the next thing I'm thinking of, okay, so you have 1 armadillo, 1 clone, 4 monkeys, I believe, and 5
3
skeletons.
monkeys.
3 monkeys. Okay, 3 monkeys. So you have a total
and you have to be careful. If you step on the bottom right tile, you will kill a monkey, because it'll aggro and then it'll jump on the spike trap.
Okay. So yeah, that's true. So you have 3 monkeys. That's 5 and 5. So you have 10 even. So you only have room to burn 1 beat. If you want, if you're counting the leprechaun as a kill, just thinking. So you have to, somehow, I'm trying to think now. You have to somehow dig through the coal walls, or the level 2 walls on the coals. There are 3 of them though. So the next question is, are there extra enemies, or am I just not seeing something here? It's kind of crazy.
Man, John has himself in quite the pickle right now.
Oh, jeez. Hey, wait a minute.
That's GG.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, what?
Is there something you could do with the level 3 wall?
Interesting.
That level 3 wall on the bottom left?
That level 3 wall on the bottom left, what does that mean?
Okay, because Alexis, you could have made that just a regular, just a wall you can't get through. You could have made it just one of those, but you made it diggable.
Yeah.
So
what's the deal with that, Alexis?
you could now direct. Oh, interesting. Okay, because you can now direct either creatures to it and trap them, or you could use it to direct something. Okay, I guess just kind of articulating what I'm thinking right now. What I would do then, the next step I would do is probably get the armadillo out, have it knock out the wall for the monkeys, move the barrel over the monkeys, and then knock out the skeletons, get up to 5 multiplier, dig out the bottom left, lure the monkeys through the arrows somehow.
Oh.
And because you have a bounce
ideas.
trap, you don't have to burn a beat in order to wait for the monkeys, and the monkeys will push you over the bounce trap.
I'm so excited to show my solution to this because
I want to know.
It took me 40 minutes to find it, and
I think a cane is pretty close to.
I do think a cane is the closest.
Yeah.
A cane is starting to really put the pile together. He's having a hard go with this clone though.
Yeah, this clone is tough. Okay, you gotta make a move. One more beat.
No, that's the wrong way. Now he's in trouble.
Yeah. Yep. He moved one too many tiles over. Now it's gonna die.
Yep. Yep. Now it's dead.
That's unfortunate.
It's tricky.
That is unfortunate.
Hey, what's up, Blind? How's it going, dude? Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, be sure to let us know. I'm certainly loving this, but I'd love to hear your input. I think this is pretty interesting. It's definitely a different pace than both score and normal speed.
Yeah, because now we're instead of just watching and commenting on what they're doing, it's more thinking along. For me at least, I'm with the racer. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what on earth are they doing?
Yeah.
What on earth do they have to do? And now I'm racking my brain.
I will admit, I think basing he's got a good setup, but we'll see how he plays it through. He's gobbling up a lot of gold, which is a problem.
Yeah, he's taking all the gold, and I think you have to somehow preserve all that gold. And I try. Okay, so actually, use the. And now this is gonna bug me. If I don't see the solution to this today, I'm gonna be laying in bed going, "How do you beat this level?"
If no one completes it, I will show at the end.
Thank you.
And I think I will try to do because Alexis, you told me what yours was.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite totally get it, but I think I know based on what you said. I do want to point out that one thing basing just did that is actually what I started doing was just thinking I had to run across that spike trap. But you, of course, lose your multiplier when you take any damage. Yep. So you do definitely, that's kind of the way that it sort of actually reminded me a little bit of La Mulana in trying to figure out how to sort of reverse engineer the puzzle. It's like, okay, well, what do we know? We know that we have to kill that middle spike trap. Yep. 100%. And you have to use the barrel or the crate to do it. This we know. Turns out the barrel, it's really tricky to do because you have to place... I guess you can place the crate over one and make it work, but you got to kind of navigate all that. So figuring that out is kind of the first step.
I feel as if where Kane's putting the gold is not correct. I feel where that area right there is not the right spot, and I'm trying to figure out.
Well, it's hard to put a monkey on a pile of gold when it's chasing you. Because if you have one space between you, you can't ever go around the gold and get him to go on it. If you have zero spaces between you, you also, because you have to go on the gold to get him onto that square. So that's a trick. And the monkey, you don't have a torch. So how close are the monkeys when they aggro? And I think that's actually an important clue.
Yeah, I think so. I guess going off of what I mentioned earlier, if you could dig out that level 3 wall on the bottom left, you can lure the monkeys kind of to the left and then up, and if you knock out the spike trap on the left, theoretically, you could see. I could be absolutely wrong right now, but you could you can move. You kind of like start the pile on the left, move the monkeys up and left and up, and then to the right, and then by they'll be running after you, and then you can. Then they'd be like chasing you, and then you just have it all set up and have them and hit them as they come at you. And you could do the same for the skeleton. No, see, the skeletons would hit the other spike trap. Dang.
See, I'm watching a Kane here, and I feel like he's got a good idea. He's getting there, but he's struggling with that clone.
It's a clone. It's easier to learn the clone if it's the first one you do, because you still have the dirt walls on the right.
So, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so use the clone to be your first kill?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And actually, we did just see a Kane throw his dagger to kill all the monkeys. Interesting.
That could be what you need for... Let's see, you have the skeletons. Skeletons worth, I think at 3 multiplier, worth about, what, 6 a pop? I think they're not worth a whole lot. I just know that. I remember that.
Wait a minute. Is a Kane's bard skin Donald Trump?
Seriously? Hold on. I'm gonna maximize this. Serious? It is
He's got
strong.
the hair.
Because it looks like you can stump the Trump, and it's
Yeah,
a
he's been
necrodancer.
stumped currently.
Oh man.
So Rat is pointing something out in chat, which is also very interesting. So it's kind of fun. This is everybody's kind of pulling together some interesting things. Why would you have a level 3 wall there? Is it part of the...
That's what I'm thinking, is that you can have creatures. That's what I was trying to get at, is that you can have things push you over the, like, monkey, armadillo, not the clone, but the skeletons. You have them push you over the bounce trap if you can dig it out.
Right.
And I'm surprised nobody's gone for that yet. Because it seems minor, but it's this white wall against harsh gray, and it kind of sticks out to be pretty hard.
Make Necrodancer great again. It's good.
Yeah.
Does no one have item names on? Yeah, that's not required. I don't see how that would really help you here, but it does.
Yeah, I don't think those really wouldn't help the puzzle out.
All right,
Like,
we are
it's an obsidian
actually
puzzle.
T-minus 4 minutes. So I'm not gonna lie, Alexis, it's looking a little sketchy.
Yeah.
On you getting the clears. I feel like people are kind of getting on the right path. The problem with this puzzle, I did bring this up earlier, is it's pretty easy to get sort of stuck in a rut. Like you think you know you're going the right way. Now Basing just kind of locked that. He's using the poor man's war drum. Very nice.
Nice.
Problem
Very
is he
nice.
needs that shovel.
Yeah.
And he needs to break that center spike, but I do appreciate the effort. He's thinking of some new strats. I like that.
Yeah, Professor Basing's on the job.
Yeah. It's good. It's I think the word is perseveration. You don't want to be stuck doing the same thing over and over again. You want to try new stuff. So
Yes.
even though Basing is doing something that's so obviously wrong, putting that crate in the corner there, you're never going to break it. But what it does do is it allows you to see things from different angles. And I think that's smart.
And allows you to eliminate things, and you think, okay, that's just not going to work. Let's try something brand new. So yeah, very interesting. Perseverance?
No, not perseverance. It's perseverance.
Yeah, perseverance.
Yeah, perseveration is the idea that you, it's how long you get stuck doing the same repetitive thing over and over again. It's different than perseverance.
There's an oft-quoted thing of saying, insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. It's not necessarily true, but it's just kind of it's a funny anecdote to share.
And we might be seeing a little bit of that in this tournament.
Well, we're going to see some people go crazy over these puzzles. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is one of those puzzles I would go crazy over. That'd be definitely for sure.
Yeah, there's this is all sort of neuroscience-y thing. There's a thing called the Wisconsin card sorting test, and it's used to test perseverance.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Have they done it on like is that a test they've done on animals?
Oh, Basing, why did you throw
Basing.
there? You didn't need to, dude.
He's like, just take me now, Armadillo.
Just take me.
now.
Take me, Armadillo.
That's too good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're seeing
so-
the same pooling of gold strat for both Arcane and Basing.
So you kill the skeleton, you get a 2 multiplier, you can dig out 2 level 2 walls, you go kill the clone. What you could do now, dig out the 3rd level. This is what Basing's doing right now, and this is what I'm guessing now. Now that's open. You can now kill off. You put the barrel over the right spike trap. You have the skeletons kill the skeletons on that gold pile from the barrel. Then you open up the bottom left, have the armadillo dash over and knock out. Oh no! Then the spike. Dang! Then the spike trap's still there. The monkeys will die.
It's tough.
Oh, what's I kind of want to say, what was that phrase? No TV and no beer make Homer something something. Go crazy.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah. Arachna's pointing out John Stream needs the Benny Hill music as he runs around in circles with the monkey.
Oh man.
Oh, we got our first.
Okay, got it.
Leprechaun. Uh-oh. Oh.
Uh-oh. He's got it. No, wait, no, he doesn't.
Damn it.
Oh, he had to blow the beat there. So close, Angelica. And with 20 seconds left, I think this is going to be GG. Nobody's going to clear it. That was pretty close, though.
No clears, but
Akane
lots
in
of
chat
cheers.
saying, kill me, I'm so freaking close. John saying, I still have no clue. The time limit is 30 minutes.
Congrats on this. This is an excellent puzzle. A lot of people are going to be scratching their heads over this. I kind of now don't wish you, I kind of don't want you to solve it, Elad, for everybody on stream, just so everybody can kind of sit there and go, what's going on? For a couple
Well, what I'll
weeks.
do is I'll say, you know, pause the stream and I'll beat it, and then you can unpause it when we're done.
Is the Jeopardy music, you know,
yeah, we'll
on the
play
VOD?
that the
You
whole
just like
time.
play it, and it's like, did you guess it? Bing, bing, bing. bing.
So that's GG. Just some words from within the racer chat. John says, guys, I swear I made my level doable. Alexis's grave will have ahoy written on it. So there you go.
Oh,
Angelica saying I need 2 more minutes. Just couldn't quite finish it in time. That was quite the run there. A lot of people figuring it out. Unfortunately, Alexis, nobody beat it.
Yeah,
But it
it's
was,
too bad.
people were getting close. I don't know who was the closest. Probably
Angelica.
Akane, although Angelica got the leprechaun. So, yeah. Akane is really mad at the clone. Wow.
Yeah,
GGs.
I watched him struggle with that. I do have to say one thing for you, Alexis. All puzzle and no ahoy make a racer a dull boy. So that was excellent. That was a great puzzle. Very ingeniously done. So it's simple, like up front, but it's very complex when you delve into it. It's such a simple concept, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's such a small, tiny little arena, and yet so complicated. All right, cool. So we are going to switch things up now. We're going to move on to a surprise, actually, level that was just kind of added last minute called PuzDOR. Someone came into my chat, Arcanus or Arcanus, and not Arachnus, and came into my chat.